Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. So, today we're going to be trying to do all my homework today. And I just wanted to say a lot is going on, a lot. Um, Once again, I have been hoodwinked. I have been hoodwinked. And I had to contact the I'll talk about it for a second and then I'll move on and do my homework. But I had to contact the Attorney General. Hold on for a second. Hello?
Speak with Kimberly.
This is she.
Hey, Kimberly, how are you? This is Mateo. I'm reaching out to you with ADP. How you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. I won't be able to do anything, but thank you so much, Mateo.
Of course, of course. Just want to follow up with you. Hey, if you guys ever need anything in the future, please keep me in mind, okay?
Okay, take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Okay, let's finish. So, a monkey wrench has been thrown into my business once again. I'll tell y'all the story right now. No, I can't tell you the whole thing. I put it to you like this. I invested money into a business called Y Unified. And they were supposed to give me, for the money I put down, a lot of money towards the business. And so nothing happened. They opened up my store with zero product, even though I paid into the store to get products. And my store is active with zero products. How can you be active with zero products? That's so retarded. And so I'm like, okay, I want my money back. And they're like, well, you're going to have to wait until next March. And it's up to us to choose how much money you get back. I said, what? I said, no. I said, no, I'm not waiting no year. I said, look, this is how this is about to happen. This is how this is about to happen. Y'all have 7 days to give me my money back in full, or I'm going to my bank. And if you try to put it on my credit, I'm going to show you them all the phony and scamming letters y'all written that had made no sense. And I'm going to dispute the charge. So that's what I've been doing this whole time. I contacted the Attorney General just to get it in writing. Hopefully, I'll receive a letter once Y Unified writes them back. They're going to reach out to Y Unified and everything. So I'm like, no, you have 7 days, and then I'm gonna give them 2 weeks. I'm gonna give them to after my bankruptcy. And then I'm gonna call my bank and get my money back. I already called my bank before I put that money down. I said, before I put that money down, I said, can I get a refund off of it? They said yes. Then today I called my bank and I was like, can I get a refund? They were like, yes. Do you want to do it today? I said, no, I'll wait till June 2nd. Can I get it then? Or June 3rd. And I was like, can I get it then? They were like, yes, no problem. I'll make a note of it. I said, okay, let's do this. So um I'm disgusted with Y Unified because they are really scamming people. I didn't think that I would have to put it on my StreamYard account, I thought there would be something I would have to ignore the little things and see. But what I'm mad about is that I invested money into getting into another business, which gave me no revenue. Gave me no revenue. So what I'm going to do is stick with the regular job. And after my surgery, wait a couple of weeks and start looking for a job. Now, I have an interview at 3 o'clock. I have an interview at 3 o'clock. If that works out, fine. But I'm going to tell them everything. I'm going to tell them, look, I'm going to need some time off. I'm going to need some time off for da 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 date and da 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 date. And that's what I'm going to tell them. And that way they'll know up front that, you know, after those dates, I'm free. A week after that, I'm free. I can do what you need me to do. And there will be no real appointments other than dental, other than primary care. I need to talk to my primary care to get a referral to a chiropractor for my neck and shoulders. And yeah, they massage you afterwards, I think. But yeah, I need to either, I was thinking about, I have to call them tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I have to call them tomorrow. So that is what's going on. Um, I've been on the phone talking to the consumer. You know, I'm just even more disgusted. I blocked Kevin O'Leary. I blocked Damon John. And you know why I blocked Damon John? Because I've been looking. I looked up on Grok. I said, did Kimberly Cloud ever have an interview with Damon John? I wanted to see if that piece of evidence corroborates that I had an interview, like a mini session with Damon John. And it said no. It has no record of it. When I know it did. It was over 5 million people online. So I'm like, what did they do with the record? I even tried to find a record and they must have deleted it. So I'm like, okay, I don't want nothing else to do with the Shark Tank family because they're scammers too. Because when I sat up there, and I'm glad Kevin O'Leary did not get Twitter or TikTok. He was directly on Y Unified, and I trusted him. I trusted him because he was a Shark member, and he's been like that for 10 years or plus. But the only thing I don't get is why sit up there and scam people out their money. He don't care. He got money. So I deleted it and blocked him. I don't have time for that. The only reason I did it was because I saw Kevin O'Leary on there. That's the only reason I did it. Because I believed in him. Because I believed that he was creating or was vouching for something special. Not towards me, just me, but towards a lot of good people out there that want to get on their feet, that don't have 20, 30, 40, 50, $60,000 to invest into businesses. And they scammed me. So, with that being said, let's do my homework. Oh, man. It's starting to stretch too much. Okay, let's do my homework. I'm looking at my stuff right now, you guys. Okay, I got 2 more to go. 3. 3 more to go. Okay, 3 more weeks of project 2. So, May 13th. Hold up. Let me go back to my assignments. Which one I submitted the self-development strategies. I'm about to put y'all on. Just give me a second. Self-development strategies. Self-development strategies. Okay. Just go to the projects. Let's connect you. Okay, which one was I at? Let's go through each one. I know I was here. Bam, right here. Reflect and discuss your MLQ results. Wait, hold on. Self-reflection plan, my tools, assignments, self-development strategies. We were at self-development strategies right here. Self-development strategies. Okay, now we move on from that and we go to formulate your development plan. Let's see what we're looking at. There's just that. Hold on. Which number is this? 8. Go back to assignments. Development plan. Assignment. Development action plan. Yup. Today is an easy day. I guess. Let's see. Development action. Sorry, y'all. I get kind of confused sometimes. Like I got dementia. Let me stop talking about those people with dementia. I'm not talking about them. I was just making a joke about me. And then I'll come on here tomorrow talking about where am I? Where am I? Because I'm talking about, it seems like I'm talking about people with dementia. So far, you have worked to assess your leadership skills and aspirations. You have taken the MLQ assessment and reflected upon your results. I have to get off of here at 1:30, before 1:30. I have an appointment. You have read what experts have to say about transformational leadership. I love transformational leadership. You have considered the difference between leading and managing, as well as how emotional intelligence impacts leadership effectiveness. Yes, that was a little confusing, emotional intelligence. You have identified areas of self-development and the strategies that you will implement to address these areas. Yes, I have. You are now ready to put it all together and formulate your development action plan by applying sound reasoning. As you consider the actions required to complete the development plan, remember that the honest behavior is a cornerstone of a successful organization and begins with the individual. To that end, ethical business decision making will contribute to your overall effectiveness as a leader. This will be the final section of your individual development plan. You may use this development action plan template to complete this section. In this section, you should do the following. Identify activities that are critical to the self-development strategies from the previous step. Prioritize these actions according to your career goals. Identify which actions are urgent and explain how to develop and maintain a sense of urgency to complete the actions. Explain how to overcome setbacks and how the plan may be adjusted. Okay, they got it right there. Oh, goddamn. This is going to be harder. That's why they did it this way. So, to refresh my memory, I'm going to briefly read over these things. Leading. relies on personal power and interpersonal influence. Managing, relies over position power and formal authority. Okay. Influence is inspirational using communication and vision. Influence is transactional using punishments and rewards. Okay, I got enough of that. They got a lot of them too. Long-term focus, short-term focus. McDonald's and a corporate job, basically. I know what ethics is. They had no ethics at Y Unified. Ethics has been if they put that crap on my credit, I am so going to dispute it. And I have all the evidence. They breached the contract. They all breached the contract. They pretended like they didn't know what they were talking about. They sat up there and they were so unethical. So unethical. I would have to take screenshots. How many screenshots do I have to take in order for the back office to understand that my business was lacking inventory? So I even got text messages from Shane, and his whole demeanor changed when I asked him to help me because the growth team wasn't helping me. He said, unfortunately, da 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 da. I got the text messages, which I'm gonna send off after this show. I got everything. They are not about to mess up my credit again. Ethics is the study of good and how people apply good principles in their behavior. Behavior includes how we treat people we know, and perhaps more importantly, how we treat people we do not know. You don't know how many times I have said hi. I don't care the race. I don't want to even include the race because as soon as I start including a race, people get mad. And FYI, when I talk about my personal issues on LinkedIn, Facebook, and every other platform I'm on, if y'all don't like what I have to say, if y'all can't relate to what I have to say, if y'all feel like everything I say is complaining, or you think that I'm lying, that I'm crazy, that you can't relate, so you call me crazy and unmanageable and, you know, combative, then don't watch me. My show isn't that addictive. I'm not an Oprah because my ethics is true. I walked in the Safeway yesterday. I came out. I didn't pay for the milk. I walked back in there to pay for the milk after I loaded my car. I could have, it crossed my mind to say, oh, I'm already outside. Nothing happened to me. Woohoo. But I said good ethics. I always have good integrity to do the right thing when no one's watching. Some people don't even have good ethics. That's a military vocabulary word. So I paid for the milk and paid for the newspaper and left with dignity and happy that I did the right ethical thing. So let's do this plan. You can't go through what I've been through. You don't know what I've been through. And if you can't relate or try, try to relate and understand what I've been through, then you shouldn't be watching my show. You're just biased. And you want to label me as a person that is just completely nuts. I'm not that desperate for haters. One day my page count will get large. What do they mean by this? Current position title. I don't, okay. I'm just going to say producer. Okay, let me load that a little longer. Identify critical activities that address self-development strategies from the previous step. What is the previous step? That makes no sense. I knew this would be harder because it was so easy to get to it. Once I get over this hump, I'm good with the rest of them. So identify critical activities that address self-development strategies. If they ended right there, I would know what they're talking about. But they got from the previous step. What step? There is nothing else prior to this. I'm just going to do the best I can. So, develop. My self-development strategies from the previous paper, maybe he means. I don't know. My self-development, let me look at my old paper. Which one was it? Here it is. I'm a week ahead of schedule. Here we go. Yep. From the previous step. Motivation and empathy are my strengths. And being a producer is motivation and empathy. Motivation and empathy. I seek to motivate those who are very interested in, what is it? Ooh, let me go back. Where is it at? Transformational leadership. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Where is it at? There we go. Where's the other one? Boom. Okay, that's behind all the screens. My self-development strategies and being a producer is motivation and empathy. I seek to motivate those who are very interested in transformational leadership skills. It seeps out of their personalities, motivation, and skills that will take jobs to the next level. I know that's the right way to spell that word. Me, I like to motivate, not motivated, people also with their strength and weaknesses so that they can become more productive people, even if they leave my job. That's what I would do if I did have employees, but I have no employees, but I was going to get some employees when the time is right so that they can finish out all of my shows. I have to write Thurston Community Media. I haven't forgot about that. I'm not lying. I may have to get a whole new charger so they can become more productive people even if they leave my job. Empathy. I have a lot of because I have to treat people with respect because even when it's not given back, you can control the situation by bringing authority into the mix. By that, I mean, if they are not listening, then you will use transactional leadership skills for your own purpose due to the fact some people are not able to change during interviews. They change their ways, but when out on the production floor, they think they can take advantage of not only the manager but the customers. Okay. My self-development strategies in being a producer is motivation and empathy. I seek to motivate those who are very interested in transformational leadership skills. It seeps out of their personalities, motivation, and skills that will take jobs to the next level. Me, I like to motivate people also with their strengths and weaknesses so that they can become more productive even if they leave my job. I should have kept writing about strengths. Their strength, I can't not spell strength for nothing, and it's right there, are what makes them strong, and working on the weaknesses is what will make them good leaders in the future. Where am I at? Let's read it again. My self-development strategies in being a producer is motivation and empathy. I seek to motivate those who are interested in transformational leadership skills. It seeps out of their personalities, motivation, and skills that will take jobs to the next level. Me, I like to motivate people also with their strengths and weaknesses so that they can become more productive people, even if they, not they, leave my job. Their strengths are what makes them strong, and working on the weaknesses is what will make them good leaders in the future. Empathy, I have a lot of because I have to treat people with respect. We can use that. I must treat people with respect because even when it's not given back, you can control the situation by bringing authority into the mix. By that, if they are not listening, then you will use transactional leadership skills for your own purpose, period. Due to the fact some people, I don't need this. Let me put this. Some people aren't able to change. Some people aren't able to change. During interviews, they change their ways, but when out on the production floor, they think they can take advantage of not only the manager, but the customer. And that is very true. That's one. Hold on. I must control, I said I must control the situation. So I was very specific, measurable, um, achievable, realistic, and time bound. In the next 3 to 5 years, I want to make sure my weaknesses come to path and be and create a more positive working atmosphere. Come to path with the learning I am doing now and create a more positive working atmosphere. I can do this because I can learn while being around people. I see where my weaknesses are, not saying nothing and letting people take advantage, which is not good leadership skills. Where's the writings? Let me look. Social skills. I didn't even read it. Hold up. Damn, Kim. Social skills, which I will work on a lot. I see myself working and practicing on them as we speak, but it is a work in progress. People with master's degrees earns around 60 to 70,000 a year, if not more. I want to, but no. but they have a lot on their plate to handle, such as employees and everything else, and everything such as pushing paperwork constantly, pushing paperwork constantly. That's a lot to handle, but it can be done. Stressful situations can cause people like me to burn out quickly if we do not have good leadership skills or are working on them. Prioritize these actions. Oh, prioritize these actions according to your career goals. My career goals. My career goals are very simple. They are to create a consistent, no, they are to find a job first. And I didn't even put, hold on, where am I at? Master's degree, but a lot on the plate, such as employees and everything. Well, I even had employees with my blue cloud cleaning. I gotta reread this. I will. My career goals are very simple. They are to find a job first, and then make sure I learn the job very carefully, seeking help and growing my skills very creatively. Stay with ethics, and even though some of the staff may not like you, you stick, may not like you, it isn't, it, it is not them you work for. If staff start harassing you, you have a meeting with the HR or boss. You spend time individually with the employees. I mean, not the employees, but the people that you will be, what is that called? Not a customer, client, with the people, the client. Who is the people? The clients that you will be taking care of. Then you talk to them in a group setting if that's what it takes to create a more easier environment. Okay, what else? What else? What else? What else? Find a job that you can relate to, that fits what you can do, because some jobs may not even offer training. Even if it's a tug of war environment with people and cliques, I will remain out of those cliques and continue to work on leadership and transformational leadership skills. What else? Identify the actions, identify which actions are urgent. What? Identify which actions are urgent. Okay, that's simple. And explain how to develop and maintain a sense of urgency to complete the actions. Let me copy and paste this down here so I know what exactly they're saying. I always do that. In the interviews, when I was doing the interviews, the one thing I hate is that I kept asking them to repeat themselves. because I had to internalize what they were saying. Just imagine me and another person running as president up on a podium, and they ask me a question, I'd be like, huh? Can you repeat that? And they ask again, I'd be like, huh? Can you repeat that? Okay, I get what you're saying. You know, it would be terrible. That's why I don't want to win. Identify which actions are urgent and explain to develop and maintain a sense of urgency to complete the actions. Actions. Oh man, I messed up. Let me see if it'll work up here. Act, okay. Actions that are urgent are not being able to communicate with staff and overtly assuming things. Is that what they're asking? Yeah, it seemed like it. I will maintain this sense of urgency to continue to work on my weaknesses. I will go out and practice to see which how personalities are. I will see the unethical personalities from the ethical personalities. I will not engage with another employee's unethical behavior. I just will take note of who I would see on the team that acts just like the people I meet in the real world. I will not change my attitude which I have not lately. In this circumstance, I study what I do carefully. And I see where sometimes I make mistakes. Okay, that's that. Explain how overcome setbacks and how the plan may be adjusted. Okay, that leads me into the next one. Overcome mistakes and how your plan can be adjusted. My plan can always be adjusted by my emotional chart. If, for example, if I am happy and I say hello to someone and they ignore me purposefully, I will not get mad. I will redirect my feelings by stating either they are going through something or they do not, they are very comfortable with their job because at any time I can go to the manager. Now, those two statements that I've said, one of them is wrong. And conflicting. I have to think more positive, even when they are negative. It takes a split second to say hi back to someone. to purposefully ignore someone and you're at work and you're on the clock shows disrespect and no integrity. I will work on more positivity. And that way, I will get back more positivity because sometimes, like I said, they are going through something. Let me read this crap all over. Okay. My self-development strategies in being a producer is motivation and empathy. I seek to motivate. Okay, let me take this off. I seek to motivate those who are very interested in transformational leadership skills. It seeps out of their personalities, motivation and skills. The motivation and skills that will take will take jobs to the next level. Their jobs to the next level. Me, comma, I like to motivate people also with their strengths and weaknesses so that they can become more productive people even if they leave my job. Their strengths are what makes them strong, and working on their weaknesses is what makes them good leaders in the future. Empathy, I have a lot of because I must treat people with respect because even when it's not given back to you, you can control the situation by bringing authority into the mix. If it's at, if you are the manager, or let's say if you are of authority. By that I mean if they are not listening, then when they're if they are not listening, that comma, then you will use transactional leadership skills for your own purpose. Some people are not able to change. During interviews, they change their ways, but out on a production floor, they think they can take advantage of not only the manager, but the customer. In the next 3 to 5 years, I want to make sure my weaknesses come to path with my learning, period. No, comma. Okay, period. I am doing it now, and creating a more positive working atmosphere. I can do this because I can learn while being around people. I see where my weaknesses are, not saying nothing and letting people take advantage, which is not good leadership skills. Social skills, which I will work on a lot. I see myself working and practicing on them as we speak, but it is a work in progress. People with master's degrees earn around 60, 70,000 a year, if not more, but they have a lot on their plate to handle, such as employees and everything else, such as pushing paperwork constantly. I even had 3 employees with Blue Cloud Cleaning LLC. That's a lot to handle, but it can be done. Stressful situations can cause people like me to burn out quickly. Even if we do not have good leadership skills, stressful situations can cause people like me to burn out quickly, period. Where am I at? Hold up. Can cause people like me to burn out quickly. If we do, yeah, I did the correct thing. If we do not have good leadership skills or are working on them, we will lose our ability to control ourselves when in a dire situation. My career goals are very simple. They are to find a job first and make sure I learn the job very carefully, seeking help and growing my skills very creatively. Staying with ethics, and even though some of the staff may not like you, it's not them you work for. If staff start harassing you, you, if staff start harassing you, then have a meeting with your HR or the boss. You spend time individually with the clients that you will be taking care of. Then you talk to them in a group setting if that's what it takes to create an easier group environment. Find a job that you can relate to that fits what you can do, because some of the jobs may not even offer training based, how did I get that? Based on your skill level. Even if it's a tug of war environment with people in cliques, I will remain out of those cliques and continue to work on my leadership and transformational leadership skills. Actions that are urgent are not being able to communicate with staffs and overtly assuming things. I will maintain a sense of urgency to continue to work on my weaknesses. I will go out and practice to see how I want to put just how personalities are. I will see those unethical personalities from the unethical personalities from ethical personalities. I will not engage with another employee's unethical behavior. I will take note of who would see who I would see on the team that acts just like the people I meet in the real world. I will not change my attitude, which I have not lately for this in this circumstance. I study what I do carefully and I see where sometimes I make mistakes. My plan can always be adjusted by my emotional chart. For example, if I'm happy and I say hello to everyone, or wait, to someone and they ignore me purposefully, I will not get mad. I will redirect my feelings by saying either they're going through something or they are very comfortable with their job because anytime I can go to the manager. Now, those two statements I said, one of them out, now out of those. Out of those two statements I said, one of them is wrong and conflicting, period. I have to think more positive. I must think more positive even when people are negative. It takes a split second to say hi to someone. To purposefully ignore someone and you're on the shows, on the clock. Shows disrespect and no integrity. I will work more positively. That should be positively. How you, what? Positively. And that way I will get back to more I did it again. That way I will get back more positivity. I did spell it right. Positivity. Because sometimes, like I said, they're they are going through something. Okay, almost finished, Kim. Okay. Short-term skills to develop to achieve long-term. Short-term skills to develop. Make sure I I do complete tasks, but I'll put that on the list because not completing tasks sometimes at home can grow over to work. So I make sure that I will complete tasks at work, not completing tasks at home can grow over to not completing tasks at your job. What else? Um, Ignore but study and keep note of negativity around you. If you completely ignore it, like some of the pages the MLQ said, not MLD, MLQ said, it will blow over the pot. So ease the tension by surrounding by seeing what it is, studying it, and learn how to grow and put and maneuver around it without dysfunction. This is great for when you are a manager at work and people are secretively complaining on certain people that aren't doing nothing. Um, what else? Um, practice, comma, practice, comma, practice on my weaknesses wherever I, what? I messed that up. Ever I go. Become more stronger when going out to public areas, if only for a little bit. Create positivity. Try to do something positive for someone. Add and add ah, and add to that every day you go out and see someone new. show good ethical skills, and become and continue to grow as a better leader. Okay. Kimberly Cloud. May 13th. I'm 1 week ahead of the projects. That's why I'm not worried about it. But I hope I did it right. Based on, ooh, I misplaced that. Ooh, ooh. Good. That shouldn't be changed. Loose. Lose. Good. Okay. Go down here. Okay. So I'm finished. So go here. I forgot Cloud K, the name of the document, which is the development. Okay. Cloud, not Cloud, not that. K, development action plan 2020. Do I put the date? It's already on here. I would put documents. So now, ooh, Kimberly, what are you doing? Ooh, got too many things up. Gotta close them, gotta shut them down. Okay. What time is it? Uh, it's like I'm in a matrix when I'm on here, man. I missed my other appointment yesterday. Here we go. This is what I'll do. Hold up. Am I right? Is this the right one? Development action plan. Add. Yeah, this is the right one. Submit. Done. This one is due the 20th. I don't know why I put the 13th. I put the 13th because it's today's date. What is this one? Okay, let's go back and I'm not going to do it, but I just want to see it. Okay, it's 2 more. Damn. What else? What else? Let's see what they want me to do. Dang, you just tossed us to the side like that? What do you do? What is the assignment? I see what you got to evaluate. Let me write him, because I was going to do it tomorrow. Let's see. Hmm. The last project too. I would like to know what is the assignment for, before I do that, go back to the project. Uh, I guess it's everything. Uh, Refer to the individual development plan instructions. Where's the individual? Okay. Still not saying nothing. So I have to get all of project 2 Oh man, I forgot how I did it. I don't do that on a regular. I don't attach stuff on a regular in Word. That is the hardest thing to do when you don't know what you're doing. And I know I have to do it in Word format. That's all it's saying to do. Let me just verify it with him. Where are you at? Individual development plan. Okay. Not Word format, but APA format. Okay. That's the best I can do. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I took care of that, my homework, and it's 12:51. I have an appointment at 1:30. So, I'm gonna get off of here. Ooh, it's getting hot. I'm gonna get off of here and I may be back on here. I'm not gonna make no promises, but I may be back on here. So, y'all definitely take care, be safe, and I will see y'all today or tomorrow. It all depends on what happened, you know. It all depends on what happened. And I have an appointment at 3 p.m. too. So, yep. Take care, be safe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Never waste my time, you all I want.